Yes, guys, we are finally back. We finally made it to this year reaction video on this year Mystelics reaction. I guess big up all yourself for definitely tuning into this vibration. I do appreciate every single one of you guys. And of course, with that said, guys, definitely don't forget to do what? Click the thumbs up button, click the like button in that regard, helping the algorithm to push these videos further and further out there. The algorithm is kind of changing, but definitely do that, guys. I would appreciate that 150 billion%. And of course, if you're not done so, definitely subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get the latest vibrations, and of course help this channel to grow in that regard right there. Big up to all those who actually made 18,000 followers on the Mystelics vlog channel. And of course, it's a growing process. Big up to the masses who tend to watch the vlogs. But of course, this is a reaction. And of course, hopefully, I'll be dropping another one on the BrBpTV YouTube platform a bit later on. Hopefully, brothers and sisters, if that is the case, that link will be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. So definitely check that vibrations out right there. And then, of course, brothers and sisters, without further ado, let us get into vibrations right there. Now, brothers and sisters, some of you guys have seen this video right there. Of course, I got this video, but I was like, I reacted to this. But of course, a number of persons were sending this to me yet again, and it seems like he has more videos of Dominica. So if you guys want me to react to more of his videos, but this one is entitled, it's rather interesting. I actually saw some of the others, and well, I didn't see some of the others. I only saw the titles of some of them, and he's talking about Dominica's 5-star experience and this kind of things there. So I'm guessing he's doing a number of things in different areas in Dominica. But of course, this one was sent to me, so I'm gonna be reacting to it right there. It's entitled Dominica, the Caribbean's worst, or not worst, the previous one was the worst city. I guess he was talking about Portsmouth, but now we're talking about Dominica, the Caribbean's most boring country right there. That was about 12 days ago since he dropped this one. I actually tried to ignore it, but I figured, hey, people wanted me to do it, so might as well get into it.
Greetings, friends, and welcome back to the Small Brain Podcast, where once again we're in Dominica. I lied. I have some more stuff to say about Dominica. It's raining right now. Should I be filming a podcast? I don't know. I'm not a professional at this shit. We're just gonna. Oh shit. I don't know how much that's getting picked up on the mic, but we're just gonna go with it. Yeah, guys, I really wanted to give Dominica a chance, but I'm just so hot and cold about it. Like, some days I love it. Some towns here are great. Some towns are not so great. We're on the coast again, just a few days before we finally leave. And I'll be honest, I'm just counting down the days.
So the videos that I actually saw that he dropped one about 6 hours ago. Most likely he's no longer in Dominica. But when he say he's not staying in Dominica, he was actually in Dominica for longer, which is interesting. A number of persons told me that they saw him. So yeah. Anyways, let's continue.
I think a month was a little too ambitious here. Jesus. Well, one town, Waddenwaven, it's like a little mountain town. They have spas, waterfalls, amazing hikes, and we loved it in Waddenwaven. But here on the coast,
why you have a thumbs down though? I don't get it.
Spas, waterfalls, amazing hikes, and
what is the thumbs down for? It cannot be for the rivers. It can never be. It could never. But I guess we'll find out why.
We loved it in Waddenwaven, but here on the coast, it's boring, man. Like, if you don't have a car,
sorry for the cuss words, brothers and sisters. The cuss words.
It's impossible to have a consistently good time. Like, there are nice beaches and things, but they're far. We've been hitchhiking a lot, which, you know, it's been fun. And of course I haven't filmed any of it because the most interesting things I just fail to capture on film sometimes.
So you fail to capture the real nice stuff on camera, but come in and say that the Caribbean's most boring country. Maybe I didn't hear that properly. Let's go back.
Many of it, but they're far. We've been hitchhiking a lot, which, you know, it's been fun. And of course I haven't filmed.
It's been fun. And you did not film the fun parts.
Any of it because the most interesting things I just fail to capture on film sometimes.
It seems like that is willfully done, sir. This is not that you fail to capture it. You gotta tell me you have been mind blown. You're having fun and you refuse to film it. So it seems like you're doing this intentional. You went across Dominica, so as indicated in the previous video, you just came. I say, okay, you probably didn't go anywhere. Okay, you didn't go anywhere much, so that's fine. You just reach, you land, you get the experience of some of the local individuals. Probably not the best of the best, but still, you got that experience, which is understandable. Okay? You go around Dominica, you have fun in certain places, but you don't film them. And what you're talking about, Dominica is the most boring country. Maybe he has a reason for this. Let's see.
God, are you guys hearing this? Is this too loud? But then you come to places like this on the coast where the people just aren't that excited to see you. They're not like, and I don't want to say I need like the red carpet to be rolled out for my ass, but like, they're not that excited to share their culture. They're friendly, but they make like very minimal small talk.
Well, I mean, if you, first of all, Dominicans, by and large, I would have to say are the most friendliest in the Caribbean. Like, then again, it depends on the personality, because when you go to different Caribbean islands, if people like your personality, they like your vibes, they will obviously rock with you. They'll invite you to certain places or whatever. People in Dominica are not starstruck by white people. Well, maybe the Rastas, well, some of the Rastas might be starstruck, I don't know, or some of the folks. But we normally see white folks. We are accustomed of white folks via Ross University. They come, hey, all right, wonderful. You talk to them. If they talk to you, then great. If they don't talk to you, then that's the... It's interesting that some of the family members actually brought their children down to Dominica to stay with their siblings, the children's siblings who were in medical school, because they figured that they have a better chance of socializing better in Dominica. Yes, there was an actual guy who his parents brought him down after they saw how their son, who was a medical raw student, was dealing with us and the vibrancy that we had, and you know, then they brought him down and they left him there. And we socialized the boy to the point right now the boy is on a weatherman doing great things in the United States. So it's not about when you come and mingle. It's not like we starstruck people. Maybe if you go other places, you know, they see white man, they're like, oh my God, white man, money. First of all, we are accustomed of white people come here. Not all the white people here that come here, you know, have money. Majority of Dominicans know this. You might find a few here and there that might be starstruck, true, but nobody is really starstruck with white people. Yeah, I mean, it's you know, when you see white people, hey, you can talk to them if it's a cute girl. You can talk to her if she cop her ways, so that's her business. Is she that losing out, you know? Not you, is she?
You know, beyond like 3 or 4 exchanges, that's pretty much it. Like, you're not gonna make a local friend that's a tourist.
But they don't know you, so why should they talk to you? You should try to talk to them. You're in their country visiting, you should ask questions about the country that you're visiting. Why should then they come to you? That doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Not gonna really dive deep into the culture, even though we've been here a month. You know what I mean? Like, we haven't really had a truly local experience. It's been hard.
Well, you came at the wrong time for sure, because if you'd been there for a month, and let's say you were there in April for a month, I think that's when the last video dropped. You've been there for a month, you missed Carnival, you most likely missed Jazz and Creole, you most likely, well, you definitely don't know about the Creole season, you just don't know. You don't know about these summer activities people go out when summertime come, they're traveling and touring all over the place, meeting and mingle with new people that they don't know. And it's just a ball of a time when you meet other Dominicans, or you go to the river and thing, or you meet people, or you talk to people who are food sharing food, all those kind of things there. You don't get to experience that kind of stuff. You come at a time when nothing is happening. And I don't fault you, you know, you don't know. But then again, you should have done your research to know when to come to Dominica. Dominica has ups and downs, you know, Jamaica that day, you know. Dominica has its ups and downs, it has its high moments and it has its low moments. It has chill moments where you can decide, hey, let me come and relax and go on the beach. I want to get a weekend getaway or something, or a week getaway, and to just come and relax. And you know, you come to Dominica because there's not much going on at particular times of the year. So you come at that time and then you want to say, this thing, come on, bruh. Furthermore, you even saying you went to a number of places and you had fun. So you're contradicting yourself based on the title.
The people just aren't, they don't like open their arms like they do like in other places in the world, you know, like in Myanmar or like, you know, Cambodia or even India. You know, Indians will welcome you into the...
So you're drinking rum and you think that is how people opening up to you? People don't invite you to their home and have drum? Well, Dominica, they tend to do that, you know. They find you have a nice personality and things, they will tend to do this. Invite you out and these kind of things.
Home, they'll give you a meal. And I'm not saying I need a free meal, guys. I'm just saying, like, that's a prime example of like locals being excited to share their culture. They want to hear about your culture. They want to share theirs. Like,
but there's a share of ignorance that you have, though, because you're thinking that what happened in another country should happen in the other country. No, different countries run differently. It's up to you as an individual. And trust me, I'm a traveler, and I know. I mean, watch my Mystelics vlogs videos. You should, especially meeting new people, brothers and sisters. You swear I know these people. I don't know these people. I just meet these people, you know. Anyways, different places result to different things. It's up to you as an individual to then reach out to certain folks. And don't get me wrong, not everybody you reach out to will be nice, hey, friendly, and this kind of things. but you reach out to a number of persons, and I'm talking about generally speaking around the world. You reach out to persons, you want to find out different places, you talk to people, see if they cool or whatever, and then maybe lime. I've been in a number of places I should never been in my life because I meet people. You check? So
there's like that mutual exchange that I just feel like people are just not interested in here. Maybe it's because it's the Caribbean, it's so close to the US. They have access to our culture, we have access to theirs. It's not really like a mystery.
That is an important point. Most times when you watch TV and, you know, just like when Americans, before they come to Dominica, when they used to come to Dominica for the Ross University, most of the Americans that I spoke to, they think people were living like cavemen. One of my friends used to tell his friend that they're living in huts. Just, you know, he says some people are just that way. It's the flip as well. Although you guys in the United States thought people in the Caribbean living in huts and extreme poverty and this kind of things. Don't get me wrong, there's extreme poverty, yes, true. But it's the same way you have this ideology or preconceived ideologies. It's the same way we have this preconceived ideologies based off television. We view Americans to, a lot of Americans are insane. We think a lot of you guys are insane. When you look at Maury and you see a number of things there, you check it, what on earth is going on? Especially when it comes down to logical thinking. We do know that's not everybody. But we know that when Americans come down, the first thing we're thinking, hey, is it that trouble they coming to do? Because we see a number of shows and housing and all those kind of things there. And we do experience some from time to time. But we also experience some of the great ones. So it's a give and take, brother. It's a give and take.
To either of us. But fucking hey, man, I'm a YouTuber. I like to do that stuff. I want to see what it's like to actually live a day in the life of a Dominican person.
You are doing it right now. You're sitting down in the rainforest, you're in the rainfall, and you're vexed that the rain is falling when that is part of the experience of being in the nature of the Caribbean. You may be not a nature person.
And I feel like we haven't really been super welcomed here. It's, you know, it's not like anyone's giving us the cold shoulder or brushing us off or anything like that, but like,
so you haven't been welcome, but nobody's giving you the cold shoulder. Have you mingled with the people, or you just think, hey, maybe these guys are in a level of poverty and you just check in? I may not mingle with them because I'm better than them, or of that sort. Is that the case?
I don't know, man. It's you know, it's not like a net negative for the country. It's just for me as a YouTuber and as someone who likes to travel that way, it's just not it. Like, and
you want the This is why I mentioned earlier on that you came at the wrong time. You should have come when the activities are boisterous and vibrant. Maybe you're not looking for that. You're looking for a chill time. But you know, you're talking about going hiking and this kind of things there, which is, of course, you can do that anytime around Dominica. But it's interesting that you are also saying that you did not film the fun parts.
It's difficult to travel in Dominica. Like, the buses don't run on some days.
I agree with that. But when you come in as a tourist, not bus you're looking for. You should just rent a vehicle. This is why when we go other places, we rent vehicles too. We travel America, you rent vehicles. If you're in New York, you don't really have to rent vehicles. You know, maybe he's from New York and experience that same thing. But you cannot come with the same mindset that you have in the country that you are in, especially first world to third world countries, and think, hey, everything gonna run fine and dandy. It doesn't run so. Especially when the government is corrupt and sucks in putting things in positions. So you don't blame Dominica for that. Blame the leadership. But then again, you blame the people because the people are the ones voting for these people, which I would understand. Of course, the individual in the park explained this to you as well, so, and you understood. So you come in and make a next video in this regard should not, you know, maybe just decide to make a video.
We're having to hitchhike places. You know, the roads are bad.
Roads are bad, true.
Inconsistent, like, infrastructure quality, and you know, that makes it difficult to travel. And I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's a fact. That's just how it.
That is complaining, sir.
It is. But in
it's a fact, yes. Some of the things that you say is true. Some of the things lacks perspective on why things are, but you know, it is what it is.
This is like, you know, Myanmar or India or Vietnam. You know, those.
Why are you comparing it to other places? Why?
Things are still true. The infrastructure isn't great, but there are like huge net positives in that equation, if that makes sense. So like, it's worth
There's more people there. More people require more transportation, doesn't it? So you falling into that equation, obviously you'll get more access to transportation than in a country that hardly have much people. There are smaller islands that have more people than Dominica. More population than Dominica. So
it, basically. It's worth it in those countries. I'll even say it's even worth it in India. Like, very interesting things happen in India. Whether you love it or hate it, it's an interesting place.
We heard that India is one of the nastiest places on planet Earth. I don't know if that's true, but based off other YouTubers who went there, they're saying India is one of the nastiest places that they've ever been.
Same with Vietnam. Like, there's a trade-off there. It's difficult to travel.
So you're more looking for the sort of worship that, I mean, it's very clear.
It's an interesting place. Same with Vietnam. Like,
look at this. People are happy. You know, hey. I mean, that's a good thing. They're welcoming. Don't get me wrong. That's not a bad thing. But people who are accustomed of other people wouldn't be necessarily doing these things. Every time they see a white man, hey, hi.
There's a trade-off there. It's difficult to travel, but it's for a good reason. You know what I mean? Like, you get some kind of big payoff from it being difficult. You know, the roads are bad in Vietnam, but the views are amazing. The people will welcome you. The food is great. It's
because you're giving them money, and you're giving them money to be part of this.
just
I don't know if you're giving them money, but maybe you're in there, or maybe they invited you. I don't know.
It's funny I'm talking about India and Vietnam, the places where the people hate me the most. But I think after coming
to so after you hear they hate you the most, and then you come in and talk great things about them. Maybe you go another country and say, hey, Dominica is nice. Maybe you say the same thing.
To Dominica, it's like put things in a bigger perspective for me. You know, I would much prefer to be. No, I'm not going to say I would prefer to be in India, but Vietnam definitely. Here it's just difficult. It's not difficult for interesting reasons. You know what I mean? It's not challenging in interesting ways. It's just challenging. It's just boring. You know, I hate to put a label on an entire country like that, but you know what I mean? I've been here a month. I feel like I have a decent opinion about the place. And again, this is just my perspective as a YouTuber. It's just hard to make interesting stuff here. It just is, you know?
You're not filming what you're supposed to be filming, but you say it's hard to. Don't get me wrong, you know, I understand the level of his sentiment, because I'm trying to see it from his perspective as well. You come into our country, you want to see what are the activities, you know, this kind of things there. But like, you should read up on Dominica to find out when are the real activities. If you want to go out and do nature walking and pretty much things that deal with nature, any time of the year you can come to Dominica. You want to do hiking, there are several trails that I'm sure you within your sphere. If you like to hike, you will not be able to hike everywhere in Dominica. You have to rest some of them times, because some of them trails are nothing easy to walk. Okay? A student came down. He left Dominica. He was a student. He did all the trails except one. I think segment 9 he did not do. He left early in the morning. My brother brought him to there to start. And after 12, we do see the boy. When we do see the boy, search and rescue go on the scene. Anyways, they catch him walking down Syndicate around minutes to 1. His phone had died, everything had died, but he was safe and what have you. Anyways, he went back to the United States, and he was happy that he accomplished all the segments in Dominica. Anyways, let's continue.
And like, I'm afraid to say, the stuff I filmed, the most interesting things happened were, you know, they don't look great on Dominica. Like someone, you know, homeless people walking around stealing my Coke and shit like that.
That was one part, and that guy is not mentally strong. You will not go anywhere else and people see you Coke and take it. Basically came up to you, he did not know who you are, he's not good up in his head, and he decide, hey, Coke, you see Coke, you like Coke? Yourself, you say you didn't want the Coke. God must have sent that guy to come and take the Coke from you. I mean, that's not something that he should have done, you know. But you still gave it to him. He should have taken you. You gotta be like, no, that's okay. Take your Coke and go about your business.
It just is what it is, baby. It just is what it is. You know, I'm not out to like hurt Dominica or make them look good. It's just, I'm just gonna show you my viewpoint. You know what I mean?
You don't tell me you're showing people your viewpoints. That's not accurate at all. Because you literally stated earlier on that you filmed the fun parts. No, you did the fun parts, but you did not film them. You went hiking, it's beautiful, and you did not film it. And you come in to complain and say you're not complaining.
That's what my channel is. If you don't like it, don't watch it. But yeah, like in places like Myanmar, where it's tough to travel in Myanmar. Like there's police checkpoints, the roads are bad. You don't always get...
Why are you telling about other places? So you don't have much to say about Dominica. You're just saying it boring while you went out and had fun in Dominica but did not film it. And then come in and tell us about other places that are terrible. How is that relating to Dominica?
Consistent food quality. Like the food was not very good in Myanmar. But there's like you meet such interesting people in these countries, like Vietnam and in the mountains in Vietnam. Like it's a hard to get to place, really have time to kill, and they want to fucking, you know what I mean? Like it's an interesting group of people. But here in the Caribbean, it's couples. You know what I mean? There's no solo travelers. It's just couples that want to be left alone, basically.
There are a lot of solo travelers in Dominica. There are a lot. Maybe I don't hear what you say properly.
Here in the Caribbean, it's couples. You know what I mean? There's no solo travelers. It's just couples that want to be left alone, basically. No one's really.
There are solo travelers who came to Dominica. There are people who take bikes by themselves, come to ride around Dominica. There's another girl that came and wanted the bush experience. She did it by herself. She did a recording and everything on that. I reacted to it.
The tourists here aren't that friendly. Like you say hello and they're like, hello, oh bonjour. You know, there's so many French people too. Don't get me fucking started about the French people.
What? Maybe you telling the white people hello. You don't hear Dominicans saying bonjour. Who that?
The French people that we've experienced on this trip have been horrid travelers, like very needy people. Anytime we go to a restaurant, it's a whole ordeal when the French people order the food. It's like they all gather around, they pull the...
Hello, sir. We know you don't like French people already. You always say you don't like French people already. So why are you talking about the French people? The French people are talking about you. They're not talking about... Why are you talking about them for?
Waiter over, first of all. So the waiter's wasting his time. They pull the waiter around. They're all talking in a little powwow. Like, what are we going to get? What's this? Where does this come from? What's the flavor like? Dude, yesterday we were in a restaurant.
But you do that everywhere. I tend to do this when I go to a restaurant or whatever. I don't know what you know, when my friends bring me around, hey, let's go this spot or whatever, and I don't know what on earth is on the menu. I asking them questions. Asking questions is bad. Boy.
And a French guy asked the waiter, poor guy, only waiter working in the whole restaurant, he was busy as fuck. He asked him to go into the freezer and...
Guys, apologies for the languages. Hopefully I get to take them out.
So he wanted to know what dessert to get, right? And he's like, what dessert do you recommend? And he's like, oh, well, this is good. And he's like, oh, great, can I see it? And he's like, what do you mean, can you see it? And he goes in the freezer and pulls out the bag and shows the guy the dessert. I've never seen someone so needy in a restaurant in my life. Like, I worked in a restaurant for a few months in this...
Well, I've never heard that before in my life either. Where the guy goes in the fridge and gets you the unprepared dessert. Or maybe it's the ice cream. Maybe the dessert was ice cream and he showed him the ice cream.
States, French people were really bad customers there as well.
My brother, if you're talking about French people, you're not serious. You deal with American people. Hey, French people might have a level of entitlement, but you can't compare them to American people, nah? Trust me, you cannot. You cannot. Oh my God. I raised with them, you know, I know.
A few exceptions. But for you to ask a waiter to go into the freezer and pull out a bag, to accept, even if it was $10, if it didn't look good enough, he'd be like, no, sorry, put it back. You know?
Same thing, if it don't look, same thing they will do. Anyways, that partner not making sense.
What are you talking about, sir? You're not in France. You're not in France. 3 people, dish. The guy barely knows how to speak English, first of all. I think he was like Haitian, maybe. You know, I told him, my girlfriend told him beef burger for her food. We knew exactly what we wanted. We told him 2 hamburgers and French fries and 2 cups of ice because we had juice. I thought that was a little needy, but you know, we'll let it slide. Okay, it's not as bad.
What do you mean by needy? Getting juice is needy. You want some juice with your burger? That is needy.
French.
I don't know.
If he doesn't know beef burger, you know what I mean? And so they're asking him to explain all these dishes and stuff, and I'm just like, man, this poor fucking guy. Just give him a break. Just order what you want. There's 3 things on the menu.
But you have to explain. You're not just going to take anything you want to eat. It just, oh, wow, okay, come on, bruh. You want to pretend as if Americans don't do these things. They probably the French learned that from in the first place.
Just, come on, not interested. They're very friendly, but they're not like out of their way friendly. Like if you make, who else? Japanese people are very friendly, but they're not like out of their way friendly. Like
Japanese people are friendly. I'm not gonna lie. They're extremely friendly. That's just the culture of them. They're courteous. You can curse them, they won't act much. But if you try and fight them, it's another story.
If you make the first move, if you kind of initiate contact, they're going to be really friendly. They're going to be great hospitals.
Especially if you're black and you're in Japan, they might not want to bring around their parents, but they will want to come and touch you and all those kind of things there. And blah, blah, blah. I've seen a number of Japanese videos and Chinese videos.
People that are excited to share their culture. But something about, you know, the Dominicans and, you know, I hate to compare the two, but the French, they're just not like, yeah, what's up? Hi. Like just the bare minimum amount of communication to get them through this.
But they don't know who you are. They don't know who you are. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice for people to be courteous. You see somebody foreign, you want the person to feel welcome. I get that. But not everyone's going, oh my God, how you doing? Oh, great. If you're talking to, just like you talk to the elderly man in the back, you went up to him and you talked to him, you asked him questions, and he answered you, you had a nice conversation. You could do that generally speaking, and trust me, Dominicans will talk to you. But if you just say, hey, what they want, you just want them to start conversation with you. It's not so it works.
Ordeal of conversing with you. You know what I mean? And again, maybe it's something to do with the people that come to Dominica. Maybe that's a type of person that I just don't really gel with. But really friendly, but they're also American. I don't know, maybe I'm just America-centrist in my small brain, but I just feel like I just get along with Americans better. They just
get along with Americans better? I've never heard an American say that. I've never heard an American say that they get along better with American people versus Caribbean people. I've never once ever heard that in my entire life. Even some of the raw students that used to come, you know the amount of things. The amount of things. Let me leave that alone, eh? But I never hear Americans say that they better with American people. Never. If they're not accustomed to being with other people and this kind of things, then they might within their sphere stick around the people. But when they start getting, you know, comfortable and these kind of things, they are understanding this circumstance environment where they are, they start to free up. And trust me, they just free up, you know. They just free up. Boy, you man.
Just something about traveling where I feel like, you know, all the 18-year-old German kids or like girls studying abroad are like, oh, I'm going to go study abroad and learn about the world. And they come back and like, oh, well, actually, it's pronounced like, you know, croissant, or whatever. And they come back like,
my brother, what does that have to do with Dominica?
So what does that say about me? I don't know. I got a lot of people in my comments. This episode's brought to you by Mom. Playing bold. That I'm very close-minded, and you know what? There might be something to that. My preference is the way regular travelers talk in hostel bars, in restaurants. I feel like this is how people talk. This is how regular people talk in their normal lives. I'm not going to come on here and romanticize everything. I'm going to give you my honest opinion as if you were just my friend. So, yeah, I guess.
Right, so speak, you don't have much friends now? You don't have much friends at all?
That makes me small-brained. I don't know. I'm just going to tell you what I think. So, if you don't like it, it's not for you. I'm like insistent.
My brother, you still don't say Dominica boring, no?
I'm a fucking waiter. People who could, and you're taking it out on me. Like, it's just getting paid.
Guys, I finished that video. If you want me to react to his other videos, send them for me. I'll react to them. But so far, I didn't watch the whole video, so maybe he's actually talking about it somewhere. But you mean to tell me 13 minutes? The point of calling the most boring Caribbean island Dominica, the Caribbean's most boring country. You're entitled Dominica, and what you talking about is French and Germans, and you say in the parts that you had fun, you did not record it. Make it make sense for me. Make it make sense, and then you come and tell people you speaking the truth, you speaking your mind. How you calling Dominica boring, and you literally earlier on stated? Let me see if I can get the area for you. You man literally stated he went to a number of places. Look there.
Fucking boring, man. Like, if you don't have a car, they're far. We've been hitchhiking a lot, which, you know, it's been fun. And of course I haven't filmed any of it because the most interesting things are just hiking a lot, have a consistently good time. Like, there are nice beaches and things, but they're far. We've been hitchhiking a lot, which, you know, it's been fun. And of course I haven't filmed any of it because the most interesting things I just fail to capture on film sometimes. It's just how it goes as a YouTuber.
Make it make sense, brothers and sisters. Anyways, guys, give this video a thumbs up for my reaction to this. I think this guy most likely is clickbaiting of some sort, because if you call people country ugly and this kind of things, they're gonna come for you, and that would definitely jive up your views, but inadvertently making them hate you. I was with you in the first video. No matter what you say, I understand where you're coming from in that regard, and it seems like you had a number of things cut out, but I was if you on the understanding, hey, your first time coming in, but you literally say you're not gonna stay there a month, and then in this video you're saying you stayed there a month. You stayed there almost a month. Isn't that a contradiction? And then you come in and say Dominica is the most boring country in the Caribbean, and then you said that you did not film the fun parts. And then you know you also stating that the places are far. Boy. Anyways, guys, what are your thoughts on what he had to say right there? Leave your thoughts in the comment box below, guys. And yeah, I just had to react to that vibrations you guys sending for me. I was trying to ignore it, but I might as well, you know, do it. That regard. Click the thumbs up button if you understand it. Hopefully I'll do another video a bit later on, guys, on BrBpTV. That link will be in the first comment in the comment box below, guys. About Mystelics once again, guys. Don't forget to click the like button. I would appreciate that. And of course, subscribe and turn on that post notifications so you can get the latest. So you can get the latest vibrations. I really said that fast. You can get the latest vibrations when they tend to come through. Right, it's about Mystelics once again, guys. Be real. Salute the king. Be positive.